Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. This is a quote from a Garth Brooks song called Unanswered Prayers, and I tend to live my life by this. We all have terrible things happen in our lives, some more than others, and as I've got older, I've kind of noticed that these things don't seem as bad as they used to be. It's only as bad as you make it. Mothers and fathers would pray for their children to lead great and prosperous lives with a few speed bumps on the way. But there's always a time in life that you have to stomp on the brakes and deal with reality. Over the course of the past year and a half, my family's gone through a lot of life-altering things, and there's one thing that kind of sticks out above the rest. This past April, my younger sister discovered at the young age of 15 that she was pregnant. This may seem like a dreadful thing to happen to any family, but really the baby wasn't the bad thing, it was the situation she was in. Throughout high school, I'd kind of walk around thinking it was a joke, pregnancy was stupid. Like, I always thought that if you wore a condom, things like this wouldn't happen. I never thought it would happen to me or my family, so I just kind of never shrugged it off. And, you know, it wasn't really hard for me to deal with, because I always looked at people as if they were scum if they were pregnant, you know, and it's really not the way to look at it. And going through high school as naive as that set you up for a heartbreak, and my heart was shattered when I found out about this. My sisters, they're twins, and they always decide to choose the most opportune times to tell me things, and this time was no exception, they thought. And as twins, they kind of work together with each other, and when the one found out she was pregnant, she relayed the message to her, and my younger sister, Molly, that wasn't pregnant, decided she was going to tell me during my lunch period. Well, this is a bad idea, because she comes up to me and she's like, "Paige is pregnant." I'm like, "What? How can you be so sure? There's no way." And she's like, "No, she took 2 tests. She's pregnant." And it just kind of dawned on me, and I was like, what? I just got really, really angry. I went searching for this kid. I wanted to kill this kid. And I said some things about my sister I probably shouldn't have. And in fact, I really didn't talk to her for about 2 weeks. But anger, hate, and fear can cloud people's visions. And my family was full of all three. I hated that kid that did it to my sister. Or that she had sex with anyway. I was angry that she could be so dumb about it because I found out she did it without a condom. And I was afraid of what was to come next. Saw my father break down and cry, which is something I don't normally see. My sister, she was just a mess. She was crying all the time. She was angry and stubborn with my parents, fought with them all the time about the whole deal. And obviously, all options were to be considered. And no option seems too absurd in a situation like this. We thought of abortion, we thought of adoption, we thought about keeping the baby. And we come to realize that we were thinking way too much about my sister's life rather than this baby's life, and we forgot whose decision this was to make. The situation came down upon my sister, and she decided she wanted to keep it. It's a real eye-opener when some kind of responsibility drops down on somebody that young, especially when it's a sister that's as close to you as mine is. It changed my whole outlook on things in life, and I don't judge books by their cover as often as I used to, because you just can't understand the person's situation until you're in their shoes. 9 long months later, on November 11th, 2009, Marley Renee Robinson was born, and I couldn't be any happier. All those prayers way back when, hoping and praying that things like this would never happen, I'm glad that didn't come true, because my family wouldn't be near as happy as we are now. For things like this, you can't help but thank God for unanswered prayers.